Howdy, y'all. Sorry if the last two episodes sucked. I was exhausted, like inescapably, and it was a problem. And it was weird, because like I slept a full night as far as I can tell. And those were the only two episodes I did that day. Like, it wasn't the tail end of a long recording session. I was like, what the fuck? Why is today a waste? Like, I felt miserable. And I just could not get into it. That's not how I get up there. I could not get things going, and it was a problem, and I'm like, I have to work though, come on man, what's wrong with my brain right now? It was just one of those days, I guess, but like, it felt like I did a full night of sleep, and then it just didn't take. Like, it just didn't work somehow. And I'm like, don't do this to me! It's one of the unique problems of this kind of job, is that your whatever strange form of alertness and onness and everything is like something that has to always work. And if you have a bad day or something, then like, you're kind of fucked. Cause like, when you work like at an office, at least like my old cubicle job or my old sales job or something, you just kind of doing a not amazing job at your job is kind of like unnoticeable to some extent, or at least it's like, oh no, slight decrease in efficiency on the workload, which is like an abstract form of progress that only applies to some corporation that you probably shouldn't be that invested in the well-being of anyway, beyond just getting your extraction of resources out of it by working and all that stuff. But when you're like, oh, I have a personality-driven YouTube channel where I am the entire show, suddenly it's way more of a problem when you're like, oh no, I'm not in the right state right now. And you might think just take the day off, but then it's like, well then you're like, I have to work more on another day to make up for the time off. So then you're like, you have that pressure where you're like, I don't want to just not do anything today, but I also don't want to make bad content. So you're trying to gauge like, shit, can I record or is this bad? Because I've also had days where I felt off, but then nobody noticed anything. So it was like totally internal and ignorable. But then that was like, so I was trying to gauge where we were, and that was not there. I even moved on to trying to just play around with some Overwatch, and I was useless. I was useless in Overwatch. It was like, oh no, something's wrong with me today. So I went to bed early and all that. It's an experience. It's hard to gauge where you are with that stuff. Like, am I in a situation where I just feel a little off, but it's actually like imperceptible to the outside world, or am I actually like a semi-coherent mess who's falling apart at the seams? I'm trying to judge this machine from the inside, the machine being my body and soul, which is hard to judge from the inside. You can't compare it to anybody else. Done with you. The enemy spam is getting significant. I just want to solve the puzzles, damn it. Go away. Go away. So I hopped up on that ledge, but I guess it was just the rim of the building that had the 3 metal balls in it. But I might have been able... No, I probably can't jump that far from there. Okay. We're in one of those areas where it's just a very large zone, and I had to figure out how it all fits together, because there's a lot going on here. And some of them are puzzles that interact with each other, like those people fucked over those people's farm, and I can probably do something mechanically about elements of that. There's just a button hanging out over here. Is it related to that? Respawn barrel. Did it respawn? Yes. Huh. Oh, that's why it respawned. Because there's an acid pool back here. I've never seen this mechanic before. I mean, I get it. I don't think I need to test it, but that's a new one for me. I don't think we've seen that before. Okay. I don't think I can reach that from here with my new gravity gun tether thing. That's not a thing you can tether. Still trying to feel out the boundaries of that rule set. Yeah, I can access the other side of this, interestingly. You want a card reader, okay. Okay. I must get the ability to get rid of these soon, because that's a whole wall of it. It ceased to be a background element that I could miss, and now is like straight up like here is a clear boundary made entirely of that item that you were trying to figure out whether or not it was a Metroidvania mechanic, and you thought it was at first glance, and then eventually thought maybe not, maybe you were wrong, but now it's like you're definitely right. Guess what I used to color my chair? My chair is much prettier than his. Maybe you carry something with you that could provide you some of that color too. I could steal your chair. No, I can't. Hey, more keycards. Didn't this right reader just want a white keycard? Yes. Yep, yep, yep. Well, that block feels like it's in the way. Ah. Here's the color thing. What's with this barrel? Does the thing not have any goop in it? You need to get the color barrel first to enable the machine. Yep. So the barrel that's up there, I guess, is where all of the color is. So it's our first time seeing a paint machine that's actually empty. So I can't just make it the color I want because it's currently empty completely. We have a source of water. We got white and red seeds. So if I need a white or red... Oh, there we go. So we have a red card reader. I have white and red seeds so I can make them white and red card readers. I guess in case I turn them all red for some reason, even though there's like 6 of them. Because I already used the white one anyway. Maybe there's more places to use white. There's another clear indicator that I can destroy this stuff or move it. Do you have a pickaxe to break these bricks? What? Why didn't I try that? I probably should have tried that way sooner. Where'd the pickaxe go? I wish I could use the pickaxe, equip the pickaxe as an item. I don't like carrying it around. That made me think, that's probably why I didn't think I could use it. Is because you don't physically equip it. This is stupid. Well, that was totally my first reflexes. I'm like, that looks like Minecraft texture. I bet you can break it. And then, yeah, they gave me a pickaxe this chapter and even referenced the diamond pickaxe earlier. So that would make sense that I could break the bricks with it. Right. Now I know. But now I gotta carry a fucking pickaxe through the entire campaign? Tell me I can equip one of these eventually. Come on. What was that? Any idea why no one visits my sponge shop? My sponges suck the best. They suck fluids of all kinds. Okay. That's nice, sir. What made that sound? My grandma always told me that green acid with yellow seed makes you really strong. Put both into the juicer and press the button. Green acid with yellow seed. Put them into the juicer. I guess I could try sponging the acid. How would I get it back out? Okay. Oopsie. Dangerous game we're playing there. Oh, we're playing a dangerous game. At least I assume that it touching you is dangerous. What? Physics. What are you doing? What are you doing, boy? Okay, can I get... Oopsie. I hope the platforming and combat are better in the sequel. Because is like just... I'm getting really sick of it. It's not a huge problem, but it's just like, it just doesn't feel good to jump in this game whenever you're trying to climb upward. Horizontally, you're like, look at me go! So, I don't know, on some level maybe I wish the game was more vertical and gave you a higher jump, because then you could much more, like, measure the height of each individual vertical jump and be like, oh, that's how high I can get, okay, and then but they would be, like, the height would be amplified in the game itself. So I'm not saying give me a higher jump so I can bypass all the puzzles, it's just, it's kind of hard to tell how high you can jump, because each jump is so piddly and sad. I've seen the juicer, but I need to find the juicer. I don't want to drag that thing around the whole time I'm looking. There it is. Green acid with yellow seed. There we go. In particular, I like this one. I like the acid-saturated sponge, because this time around, the mixing of seeds is actually a mechanic. Is actually a puzzle, to some extent. It kind of was the first time when you had to figure out how to get water into it. And I had to realize that it's the sponge. But that was only confusing long enough for me to just not get it in the first episode, basically. Where I was busy with all sorts of things. I have no idea if it's dangerous. It's acid. I would think it's dangerous, but who knows? Okay. It cuts off constantly. Come on. It's not dangerous. Alright. No! This is actually a really frustrating mechanic the moment you have to be anything approximating precise with it. Wait. But it's not dangerous, so I can just carry it. God damn it. Hope you all enjoyed this comedy. Okay. Ah. You can now destroy pixel blocks with your sword and carry very heavy objects. And you got +5 sword damage. So +5 sword damage, and I can carry heavy objects, and I can just destroy shit. Okay. So that's good. I don't have to carry the pickaxe with me for the rest of the game anymore. I can just destroy them. And now, so now, I just got a major Metroidvania mechanic from that, of all places. It felt like a side detour thing. Good thing I got that. So I'm gonna keep you here, because I'm definitely coloring you blue at some point to make that guy think it's a diamond pickaxe. Because that seems to be the quest, as far as I can tell over there. Let's check out my new superpower. Okay, it takes a few attempts, but it's there. Bye-bye. But yeah, when I tried playing Overwatch for a bit, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm useless at this game. That was definitely when I realized, okay, no. We can't work or play today. Didn't even want to watch anything I cared about, because if I watched it, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it correctly in that state. It was just a waste of a day where I couldn't accomplish anything, both for hangout purposes or work purposes. You have a pickaxe to break those bricks? Probably said that last time too, huh? I just didn't put together, oh, you could just break them. But now I can break them myself, so fuck it. I'm so strong. But they do a lot of damage though, so combat's threatening. So if I remember correctly, I think the Kickstarter for the sequel already happened. Basically. And I guess one of the things that they've said is that they've apparently hired a combat designer this time around. So that's promising. Because yeah, built into the premise of this is combat. It's easy to say, like, I wish they just didn't have combat, but like their entire like so much of their progression system is built around you having combat upgrades, health regen, your guns and so on. So it does seem more like the answer is to improve the combat, not remove it. Because removing it just means they have to come up with an entirely new progression system, which inherently would have fewer upgrades, which would make exploration feel less rewarding. Because if anything, they'd have to just give you more and more giant amounts of money to then slowly build up to very expensive upgrades. Except that doesn't work either, because if they're all Metroidvania upgrades, they need to be unlocked by you getting to specific places in the campaign, not by you stocking up a lot of money. Because you stocking up money isn't as controllable as the way you kind of need to control the exact times people unlock upgrades when they're exploring the world, where said upgrades actually let you explore more of the world. Whereas upgrades that give you +5 health regen, they can put those all over the place to reward you for exploring. But there's an important distinction to be made there. That's what it is, you have to hold it on the second target too. Otherwise it just cancels. Are you destructible? I was curious, because you're cracked, but you're also the wrong material. Boom. Yeah, if they wanted to make the game not be full of combat, as some people have suggested, and maybe even me at times, they'd have to kind of reinvent the series already. Because its core incentive for exploring is combat upgrades. Even if you don't like the combat itself, it's kind of what the game has to offer. Okay, let's check this out first. Because I can butt pound through that, then I can get back out via that thing. Secret. Stomp radius is up. Now it's 5 meters. That's a radius of 5 meters? It looks smaller than that. Isn't a human being like 1.5 to 2 meters tall or something? Like, that doesn't seem like a radius of 5 meters. It seems like maybe a diameter of 5 meters. Although that very number is kind of a lie, because I'm a tiny person anyway. So that's not 5 meters, because the entire world we're playing in this game is approximately, like, probably 3 meters across or something. We're playing in a very small map, if you take the real scale of it. Got slightly distracted there for a second. I just saw people posting something called Shovel Knight Dig in the Discord, and I'm like, gonna have to find out what that is right after I finish this episode. This is glass. This is a window. It's so fucking clean that I would have died if I was a bird. It's imperceptible as glass. This one, I can see, like, there's shit on it. This one, can't see it at all. I'm like, yeah. I was just like, why is the smoke so close? How do I get there? Nope. Nope. But if I get higher, maybe. Oh wait. We're in that part now where we have so many tools, I have to try to keep them all in mind. Oh, there's glass up here. When you're getting this many movement mechanics, it's easy to get focused on the one that you're most heavily using at the time, and then just forget other ones exist entirely. Which is why the game itself had that joke about the 90% that forget that they can hold doors open with their block, because at that point you've layered on so many other mechanics that you're thinking about those ones and you forget about that one, and that's just an observable phenomenon that a lot of people have. A good example, I think, is one that I'll always remember was when I played Portal 2. And when I was playing Portal 2, you get to the part with the paint, and where you're not using portals as heavily. And it was when I was playing solo off camera in 2011, before I was really ever would have gone near trying to let's play a puzzle game, because the common belief was that nobody wants to watch you play puzzle games because everyone's like, oh my god, I can see the solution and he's not seeing the solution. I'm so frustrated. I'm gonna comment about this. Which is the kind of comments that lead to people not playing puzzle games. So just, you know, general warning, if you're the person that's like, oh my god, why can't he just do the puzzle and stuff on puzzle games like this one or other ones, that style of commenting is what leads to people almost never playing puzzle games on YouTube, because they think the audience hates them, because, well, the audience primarily expresses their feedback as them not liking the content, basically. But back then I tried playing Portal 2, and yeah, you get to the painting part, and then you get to the above world part again, where you're kind of getting back to the flow of the normal campaign after that little detour of you being underground and using paint a lot. And I had a solution where I was stuck for like 10 to 20 minutes possibly, and the solution was just, all I had to do was go through a portal. But I had not gone through a portal. I had only been using portals to manipulate paint and not necessarily for me to go through them for so long at that point that I straight up basically just forgot the premise of Portal. It was really fascinating to experience. Why do you stick up like that? What does that mean? Because that's what I did, right? As I made this thing move. Oh, I rotated the entire thing. It's attached to this. This gear rotated, that gear rotated. Now you're facing this way. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting bullet time. I was using the wrong gun, unfortunately, to make this work. That's cute. That's a cute level of overhype for that moment. There it is. But yeah, to forget is to be human. And in puzzle games, you layer so many mechanics on that eventually you can just kind of forget basic elements, because you're so many layers deep of new things being thrown onto everything else. Where was the guy who wanted the diamond pickaxe? Guess what I used to color my chair? A crystal? I would like to make a red key card, please. At least I know how to do that. But I need to find something blue that I can pick up. And that'll let me color the pickaxe as I want to. What? What does it mean? What does it mean? Is this a different one that works differently? Happy coloring. Wait, but you just turned blue. Oh, that's where the blue comes from, though. There's the blue tree right over it, which I just didn't notice yet. But I was a little focused on other things. There we go. Diamond pickaxe. Ta-da. And just for shits and giggles. Oh, go back here. Blue key card. I'll just put you over here. Why would I want a blue key card? I don't know. They gave me a bunch of key cards. So I'll give it a go. Now will you work? Is it just that it had to become full of fluid? No? What the fuck? What mechanic is happening right now? This isn't how this game works. Why are you changing the rules on me? What? Okay. I mean, yeah, I did know that I could just shoot it to turn red. We've done that before, but why won't... I've done that before, haven't I? Why is it not letting stuff go in there? Oh well. Oh, I can't shoot a egg. Okay, so I can make it pink that way. I guess only my powers work. For some reason we can't drop stuff in, except when we can, because we can drop the blue in. Something fucky is happening here. There's something fucky happening here. Where do you go? Ah. How convenient. Because I didn't remember where he was. I was trying to think of where he was, and I wasn't really sure, so thank you. Wow, is this diamond? Nice. Feel free to dig around in my backyard. Yay, I'm gonna fuck up your house. Yellow crystals. And that. How do I activate a purple? Do I ever get to shoot out of this thing? Like, do I eventually get to shoot out of my purple? It looks like it's wood. What do you mean wrong? It's purple. I'm not sure how those work. Feel free to dig around my backyard, and there's a paradoxical lack of diggable objects here. I was trying to do a little rhythm there. But it didn't work out because there's a speed you can play it back at. There's little cracks and holes in it everywhere. There's some wood in some places. Yellow crystals will be usable for something. Maybe even getting rid of the other guys. Do I need to successfully use you? kind of trying to go higher, but it doesn't get much higher. Yeah, it's not like I can move it over there. It seems like... Yeah, it seems like this is so much a flat platform, despite how much it doesn't look like it is, that even the cube doesn't fall over when it's on it. Which is useful. I don't see any wood up here to latch on to. Ground pound should be useless. I don't see any metal to hover from, or any heavy objects to carry, or anything to shoot. That's definitely a big find. It's a big important thing up there. No breakable blocks. Nothing heavy. Huh. It probably involves whatever this is, so I think I need to come back when I get the ability to use this. Which I don't think I have still. I have the purple gun, but doesn't seem to be usable in that way, is my current takeaway. So there's some purple gun thing, because that probably extends this, then I probably just float up there. So let's just take one of these yellow crystals, maybe even more later, and just see what this, what possibilities this unlocks for me.